All right, everyone. Welcome to Digital Conversations. I'm your host, Billy Bateman, and today I am joined once again by Mark Bryson. Mark, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to have you back on. So today we're going to talk about, how do you write great CTAs for live chat, for chatbots, for sales and marketing to get people engaged. And you and your team do a lot of work with that. But for those people that don't know who you are and what you do, like just tell us a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like you said, my name is Mark, and I run the consulting team here at Chat Funnels. So that means I help people, our clients, implement chat bots to help them achieve some of their sales and marketing goals. We engage their site visitors and help convert them into conversations, eventually leading to demos, meetings, and other engagement goals.
Cool. You guys do a great job too. Oh yeah. So like I said, we're going to talk about CTAs. How do you write a good CTA for live chat, for a chat bot, get people engaged? So I'm just going to turn it over to you to let you talk about, what's the team's general philosophy when it comes to writing good CTAs?
Yeah, thanks. So we want to make them as human as possible is the first thing. People kind of the old school way of building a bot was without much thought into making it an enjoyable experience for people, and people made them very robotic. We want people to feel connected to it and similar to they do when you're chatting with a person over text, on your phone or other application. We also like to match the CTA to the messaging and tone of the site using similar acronyms, similar technical verbiage. Maybe they're more slang, maybe they're more professional, trying to be in sync with the other language that the marketing team is using.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like matching it up, we've seen a lot of success doing that as opposed to like just trying to like copy and paste from one customer to the next. It doesn't work that well. But let me ask you another question. So, one of the debates that I've seen a lot of customers have is, okay, do we go like straight for the throat with our CTA, or do we take a more subtle approach? And when I, say straight to the throat, it's like, hey, book the demo right now, like that kind of
Right.
CTA, or chat with us right now, or is it more, along the lines of being helpful and contextual to where they are on the website, or where they are in their customer journey? What have you guys seen have the most success?
I think it depends on who they are. Who is this bot? What are the audience parameters of this bot? Who is going to see this? And depending on both the page that the bot is firing on and who is viewing it, depends on what kind of approach you're going to take. So somebody who's already expressed some intent, typically, go for the throat, so to speak, because those people want you to. They want that bot to help them book that demo as fast as possible, or to get that quote for the on the pricing page as painlessly as possible. So go for it. Something on like a blog page, you're going to maybe kind of be a little softer and just help be more of a guide and not as pushy.
Great, man. So let's start with a few different areas. Like you were alluding to, like, first time they're on the site, maybe a little softer. They've already shown some intent. Let's be a little more aggressive. So let's start with the homepage, like when you're on a homepage and, let's just say this is for like first time somebody comes to the site. What kind of CTAs work? What kind of offers to get people to engage?
Yeah, I mean the homepage is the kind of the battlefield of like anything can potentially go on the homepage, right? You've
Yeah.
got your widest audience. Like we don't know who's going to be there usually, and so I just want to run through a couple of different kind of high level types of CTAs that we could use. The first one is a statistic CTA. You're usually bragging about some kind of awesome performance that your software or service brings a prospective client to 100% increase in whatever, or decrease in whatever it is that you're offering. So that's what a statistic does. It's very catchy. People love numbers. They gravitate to them, and they tell a story without using a lot of words. That's why I like statistics. The value add CTA, that's something that you could show how tell a story of why using your product or service is going to add value to that potential customer. Pain point alleviation is another type of CTA. They're here for a reason, probably to solve. They're having some kind of problem, and if you know what that problem is generally, you can hit it right on the head and say, "Are you struggling with archiving your emails? Then click here." And talk with an expert. And if that's the type of visitor coming, then that's going to speak right to them, and they're going to be all about it. Another type is a navigation type of CTA where we can say talk with an expert, or perhaps some companies, especially software companies, seem to acquire a lot of different smaller companies, and their website becomes really complicated to work through. And somebody's first time on that homepage is like, oh no, I was on G2 and I wanted to learn about software security, but this company does all kinds of stuff. How am I ever going to even get to the software security part? And the bot might just help you act as a navigator and say, hey, let me get you where you want to be. Why are you here? Let me direct you.
I think that seems to be the most common one. At least people start with is kind of the here. Let me help you out and solve all of your problems.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's also the hardest to pull off, has been my experience, to do really well. Because man, if you're kind of just like, hey, how can I help you? You may have three options, like book a sales meeting, chat with support, get some content. That may not be what the visitor wants. And they may just be like, how do I get connected to somebody the fastest? But if you do it well, I think it's a great play.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment there. And I think it's important to do conversation review of the CTA after you've decided on an approach, especially on that type of a CTA, and see what people are saying afterwards. And depending on what people are actually wanting, maybe craft your CTA button answers or responses to match what people's intent is.
Yeah. I think it's a great spot especially on the homepage, to run split test on how your CTA do. Perform. All right, man. So I sorry to interrupt. I think you had a few more, so I'll let you hit them.
The last one I was gonna talk about is a combination, which is the pain point plus value add, and this is one of my personal favorites. So it does go something like this. Are you trying to achieve X without having to go through Y? Okay, and you put X and Y, or your whatever you're going to put in there that's relevant to your business, and that really connects with a lot of people if you put the right terms in there.
Awesome, man. That's a good one. So moving away from the homepage, there are a few different places where you guys have seen a lot of success implementing different bots and live chat campaigns. One of them being on pricing pages. Obviously, like if you're looking at the pricing page, at least a little higher intent on buying than just being on the homepage. So what do you guys use there that you've seen have a lot of success?
That's right. And of course, it depends on the pricing page, what kind of information is there and what isn't. But like you said, people have gone past they're past the discovery phase and they're into the consideration phase. And typically they want to get someone to help them as fast as possible. Especially if the pricing isn't exactly clear, they don't clearly fit into like a category, or sometimes businesses purposely withhold some of that information to try and do custom packages.
Yep.
And so you could actually do a CTA in the form of a button. Sometimes something as simple as a button that says like, get a quote, and they click on that button and that fires a bot. You can do something like that. Or you can have a bot that, just gets right to the point and says, hey, let's connect you with an expert to find the right package for you. Like, people are there for a reason. They're ready to potentially buy, and they want someone that can be, everyone knows that can be a painful process sometimes. And the
Yeah,
bot is kind of an escape hatch to like get it done faster.
for sure. Like personally, when I'm buying, I hate it when I go to the site and the pricing is not there. Like it's like, hey, you got to talk to somebody. And, I would like to just see that, like, hey, here's the price. But if I can get connected to somebody quickly, I'm still okay with that process, um, but if I can't, I'm just moving on. And I think you're right. The bot is an easy escape hatch to help somebody get connected really quickly and get answers.
And that's a point. And in fact, we have a real world example. There was just a week or two ago, we were helping a client, and somebody came to their bot, and they said, hey, into the bot, started chatting with it. I've got $75,000 and I need to have a solution in 2 hours. Like, what can we do? And people view the bot as a way to get answers quickly. And if your CTA advertises that, like, hey, let's get you taken care of, and then follows through by routing in somebody quick, or actually helping somebody out fast, clients can see great results.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Okay. So I want to hit a few other places. So the other one is just like on a product page, like not as high intent as a pricing page, but like they're looking at your product. They're starting to get into that consideration page. What kind of offers work really well on those type of pages?
On a product page, something like, how can I help you learn more? Sometimes those might fire depending on like how far they've scrolled down, like a percentage of the page, and you have a CTA that understands, okay, they're on this product page, they've read this far, and so you want to maybe use one of those value add CTAs, or pain points where you know what they've read, and now you can craft a CTA that addresses that up to that point, and invites them to maybe take the next step, or to redirect them, to give them the opportunity to redirect to the right product for them if that wasn't it.
Awesome. I like it. And then what about that demo request page? Because I think that's right up there with the pricing. Like maybe it depends on how your website's laid out. It may be higher intent than looking at pricing. It may be about the same, or a little lower, but still, like, you're right there if you're saying, okay, I want to see the demo. What are you guys doing on those pages to help people get more demos scheduled?
Yeah, traditionally, a lot of people on those pages have some kind of a form where they've been capturing information, inviting people to hey, we'll get back with you and schedule a demo. So the bot is a great way to say, hey, do you want to skip the form, or do you want to schedule a demo now? And that way people feel more in control, that they're going to be able to pick the time, that they're going to be able to initiate this demo, and do it in a way that is interactive and gives them a way to kind of control the conversation, whereas a form is so static. And so I don't know, people don't have a lot of faith in forms sometimes, because they don't know when they're going to get back in touch with them, whereas the bot is a way to. And if you have the right CTA, hey, you want to book a meeting now with us, like, that you're going to be able to count on a time and place and who it's going to be with, and that's a much more pleasant experience.
Yeah, I agree. I've filled out the forms. It goes in the black box. I'm wondering, will they get back to me? Most of the time people do, but sometimes you just never hear back for whatever reason. Like maybe I wasn't qualified. Maybe it just got lost, but I feel like in the bot, you get some finality. You're like, okay, I know something's going to happen at this point usually. So, okay. And then the last spot, and this is one that I really like for more top of funnel, but is a great place to start engaging people. And then you can use the information here to retarget them and engage them in a more personalized way, is just somebody on your blog reading different articles. What do you guys find is having success there?
Yeah, the blog is a great place, and usually a pretty generic type of audience, people who are still in that discovery page. And again, we like to use different audience parameters like scroll percentages, time on page, and then we craft our CTA accordingly. And it could be something generic, such as did this have what you were looking for, if it was like a white paper, or is there a different topic that interests you more that I can direct you to if they've got like 80% down the page, right?
Yeah.
So something like that, so that we can continue to keep them engaged, keep them reading our content, and maybe eventually, so a lot of times at the end of these bots, I know we're talking about CTAs, but at the end of these bots, there can be a different CTA at the end. It's kind of like your end of bot CTA, which is I'm ready to book a demo now, maybe, or I'm ready for some of these just buttons that are at the end of the bot flow that act as a CTA to like re-engage when the person's ready. And oftentimes, maybe after reading your blog for a while, they're ready whereas they weren't before.
For sure, man. Another one that I really love is asking them what their role is. Like, you usually have a few different personas that you sell into, and are part of your buying cycle, and asking them, like, are you this, that, or this, A, B, or C, and then recommending other additional content based on that. I think is a great way to also engage people when they're on your blog. So, okay, man. I think we've hit everything that we wanted to cover. Is there anything we missed?
I don't think so. I think we put a pretty thorough vetting of the CTA world, and when it comes to chatbots. And again, with CTAs, you've got to watch your conversation review and see how people react to it, and then you've got to test them, because you and I, Billy, can talk all day long about what we think is great, and if we're not testing it and reviewing it, who really knows?
For sure. Okay, man. Well, if people want to get in contact with you, Mark, and talk more CTA for bots, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Definitely email me, or visit the Chat Funnels website, and you can find me there. Strike up a conversation with a bot. Mark.Bryson@chatfunnels.com is my email address.
Okay, man. Well, we'll chat later, Mark. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.